Hello everybody, welcome back to Trinity Software. In this video, let's see about polymorphism concept in object-oriented programming and also the ways to implement polymorphism in Python. What does the word polymorphism mean? Poly means many and morph means forms. So in short, we can say that polymorphism means an object having many forms. As we all know, in Python, everything is considered as an object. Any object which has many forms is called as polymorphism. So it can be a variable, an object of a class, or a method which shows different behavior in different context is called polymorphism. Consider the real life example. A woman shows different characteristics at different places. Say she behaves differently at her office, when she is with her family, while doing household works, hobbies, and so on. So the same person has different behavior in different situations. In object-oriented programming, it can be operator or method having the same name but carrying different functionalities. So let's see how we can implement this polymorphism in Python. There are 4 methods through which you can implement polymorphism. First, operator overloading, then method overloading, method overriding, and using duck typing philosophy. What is operator overloading? An operator behaves differently based on the type of the operands used. That is, same operator behaves differently with different types. Consider the example of a plus operator. When you are using a plus operator with the 2 numbers, so it will add those 2 numbers. When you are using it with the 2 strings, it will be concatenating those 2 strings, and it can also be used to merge 2 lists together. So based on the operands, the plus operator behaves differently. Similarly, star operator or asterisk operator, it can multiply 2 numbers, integer or float, and when you are using it with a string and int, it will repeat the string by int number of times and concatenate them. I may use the string pi star 3. It means pi is repeated thrice and it is all concatenated. So we can change the behavior of the operator like changing the behavior of the method. When we use an operator on an object of a class, then automatically a special function in Python called as the magic function associated with that particular operator will be invoked. For example, when you use plus operator, the magic method double underscore add double underscore taking 2 arguments self and other will be automatically invoked. In this, the operation for plus operator can be defined by us. So magic methods are also known as dunders. This dunders means that double underscore, because all the special functions starts with the double underscore and ends with the double underscore. So these are the special functions. I have just listed for binary operators and relational operators. Apart from that, special functions are available for unary operators as well as the assignment operator. So these special functions in Python help us to implement the functionality that a normal method can't do. Okay, you are already familiar with the magic method, init method. Init method is also a special function. You can define your own magic methods to implement the operator overloading in Python. Now let's see an example for this plus operator. I want to add 2 objects. How is that possible? So I am trying to add one more functionality to the plus operator by adding 2 objects. So this is a class exam. We have an init method. We are initializing the marks here, and here comes the magic method. So this is not explicitly invoked. Once the corresponding operator is used here, this add function will be automatically invoked. So we are trying to add self.marks plus the second argument is other object.marks. When you create 2 objects for exam and when you try to add those objects, these marks will be added together and you will get the result. So this is the answer we have got, adding these 2 marks. The next way to implement polymorphism is method overloading. Method overloading is just you are creating multiple methods with the same name but different arguments. The best example is here you can try to add 2 numbers by passing 2 arguments 10 and 20. Now you are trying to overload this method by passing one more argument here. So here the method is overloaded since the number of arguments is different here. Actually, method overloading is not possible in Python. It is possible in Java and C++. Okay, if you try to overload the methods in Python, you can only use the latest defined method. Take an example class arithmetic, and now I am just going to define two methods a comma b. Okay, well, you are passing two arguments. I am just adding a and b. Now we are just trying to overload this method by adding one more argument, and we are printing the sum of all these three variables. Okay, now I am creating an object for this class arithmetic. Object name is a. I am invoking a.add with three arguments. As I already said, method overloading is not possible. We have tried to overload this method add. So this will take only the latest method defined. So here we got the addition of all these three numbers. Now if we try to call a.add of 10, 20. So in this case we will get a type error. That is, add missing one required position argument C, because this C is missing, so it ignores the previously defined method. So method overloading is not possible. But still, you can achieve method overloading concept using different ways in Python. You cannot do it directly, but there are other possible ways. One possible way is that you can make use of variable length argument called star arguments. Using that concept, you can just call that function by passing as many number of arguments as you need. Apart from that, you have one more option. Here in this add method, the parameters b and c can be set to none. You are using keyword arguments here. By setting this to none, I can make use of if-else condition to check if a, b and c are all not none. In that case, I can just add all the three numbers. Or if a and b alone is present, then a and b is added. Else, just if a is alone present, then just the 10 alone is displayed as such. So in this case, polymorphism has been done. You are calling the method with one single argument, with two argument and three argument. On running this, so this is the output we have got. For passing one argument, we got 10, then 30 and 60. Next, method overriding. Actually, it is a part of the inheritance mechanism. In my previous video, I have given a detailed explanation about inheritance. I have given the link in the description below. We have a method in the superclass, and when we write the same method in the subclass so that it replaces the superclass method, then it is called as method overriding. How to perform this method overriding? It is very easy in Python. You can simply define the method in the child class or the subclass with the same name as the method in the parent class. So considering the example which I have explained for inheritance, I have just taken the same example. The class account, we have a method called withdraw, which takes the argument self and amount. And the checking account is a derived class of class account. And here I have overridden the method withdraw. So while overriding, you are just using the same argument, same type, everything. Okay, at the same time, you are modifying the code in this withdraw method. Okay, so that is method overriding. So let's see the difference between method overloading and method overriding. So in overloading, methods must have the same name and different signatures. Different signatures in the sense, different parameters and different types. Whereas in method overriding, methods must have the same name and same signatures. And in method overloading, it is performed between the methods of the same class. Whereas method overriding is done between the parent class and the child class methods. And method overloading is to add more functionality to the method, whereas method overriding is you can change the functionality of the existing method that is in the superclass. Okay, the last type is duck typing philosophy. Duck typing is actually an application of the duck test. What does that duck test mean? This duck test implies that a person can identify an unknown subject by observing that subject's habitual characteristics. So it goes by the saying, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it must be a duck. Using this duck typing, we do not check types at all. Okay, instead we check for the presence of a method or attribute. So this object suitability is determined by the presence of the method. So we are not bothered about the type of the object. Duck typing is a concept related to dynamic typing. Python is a dynamically typed language. The dynamic typing means that type checking is performed during runtime. So duck typing means that an object is defined by what it can do and not by what it is. So we will see an example for this so that you can understand it better. Considering this example, we have three classes here. Class dog with the method sound with its own functionality dog barks, and class cat with the method sound, and class fish has a different method. Okay, now creating an object for all these three classes and trying to access this method sound. Okay, what will be the output here? You will be getting dog barks and cat meows, whereas there is no sound method here, so you will be getting an attribute error during runtime. Dog barks and cat meows is printed, whereas we get an attribute error that fish object has no attribute sound. So what exactly is happening is that the behavior of the sound method is changing depending on the object type. So in this way we achieve polymorphism of methods here, and only during runtime it is found that the method sound does not belong to the object of the class fish. So we are getting attribute error. So in Python we never worry about the type of objects. An object type is distinguished only during runtime. So that's the concept of duck typing. So that's it. This is about polymorphism. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, kindly share and subscribe.